Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all is well. Before I go in on this, I want to make sure that I'm as clear as possible on this particular subject matter. And before I do that, I definitely want to get some things out of the way. So when this situation first occurred with this gentleman, as we see in this image here, Randy Teter, I believe his name is, when this situation first arose, I came at it like everybody else from an emotional standpoint, not realizing that there's dudes like my man Charles Kesterkey right here who's listening to this, forgetting about dudes like my man Jeremy Hyde, my dude Nick Ball, Josh Ball, forgetting about dudes like this that I grew up with, who grew up in our culture on the west side of Elyria. They grew up and they adapted our culture. And you know, dudes like that who adopt our culture and we accept them, what happens is there's two things. They receive love from us and then they get shunned by their own. And I've seen this happen before. I remember going to Oakwood Elementary School with my dude Jeremy Hyde. And Jeremy Hyde and his brother Aaron Hyde, they came up with us on the west side, period. They didn't hang with the regular so-called white boy. They came up with us, listening to our music, our swag, all of that. And I remember being in elementary school and the teachers, we would have these teachers that would pull Jeremy Hyde to the side and they say, you need to act like how you were raised. And Jeremy would defend himself like, how you going to tell me I should act like how I was raised? You don't know who my family and who my friends are. And he was referring to us as his family and his friends. And through the years, me doing certain studies and doing certain readings, I found myself realizing that I was being a little biased, because I can remember growing up with these dudes, them saying nigga around us all the time, and never got offended by it at all. I actually really, now that I think about it, never had an issue with it at all, because our minds were pure at that time. And it was nothing but love for these dudes. And we would fight for these dudes. We would fight with these dudes. They would fight for us, and all of that. And they took ass whoopings in the neighborhood on the west side to get their respect. My dude Chuck LeMasters, you see what I'm saying? These are dudes that grew up with us, that would fight with us, fight for us. And in order to get our respect and be accepted into our culture, they took ass whoopings for us, from us, which really shouldn't have even been the thing. But unfortunately, that's how it is. So when I first reacted to this video saying, you're a guest in our culture and you don't have a right to be saying this, I realized that I was being a fucking hypocrite. That's what I was doing. I was being a hypocrite. That's exactly what I was doing. Being a fucking hypocrite, just like the rest of y'all. Because it was nothing but love with these dudes. Never was offended by them saying nigga, nothing. Because they fully adopted our culture, which means that they had to be shunned by their own people. And I'm sure a bunch of them got stories to where they can say their own people would start shunning them because they felt like they were trying to act black. And that's not what culture is. Culture is not an act. When you hang with a specific group of people, and these are the specific group of people that you hang with, their culture becomes yours. You adopt their lingo. You adopt their swag, their way of dressing, their music. And sometimes you might even find yourself being attracted to their women. It's just the natural way of doing things. It's just natural. There's nothing we can do to get away from that. And I still say today, I can name off some more. My man Anthony Lunn, Jamie Lunn. I could just keep naming them. They was with us. They was a part of our culture. They fought with us. They fought for us. And I still love all them dudes to this day. They all from the west side. Still love all them dudes to this day. And I guarantee you, if I see anybody putting their hands on them, we all gonna be fighting. To this day. To this damn day. They're my dudes. So, what I did was, I wanted to go into these books because I seen that people kept saying, you know, when these types of dudes are using these words nigga, right? It's supposed to be hate, right? It's supposed to be hate. But when you look at a so-called white boy and you see that his culture or the way he's carrying himself is, I guess if we want to say hip hop, or if we want to say black culture, or whatever the case may be, when you see that that's them and they've taken on your culture and they're utilizing your terms of endearment, I don't think they mean to be disrespectful how we take it. And I still stand on the point that even though we accept them saying them type of terms, we accepted them saying them type of terms, I still think that's something that shouldn't be exercised in front of our parents, our grandparents, because they're from a different generation. They're not going to comprehend that. Not one bit. They're not going to respect that at all. They're not even going to try to understand it. So I can respect that. I wouldn't want one of these dudes to get in front of my parents and use the N-word. I wouldn't want them to get in front of my aunts and uncles and use the N-word. I wouldn't want them to do that, you know, because they wouldn't comprehend that. You know what I mean? And even still, I still would say this, still may not want to use the term. In all actuality, none of us should be using the term, because it's I like to say turning shit into pancakes. We took a term that was used to degrade us and we made it a term of endearment, which is really ass backwards. We took a term that was used to degrade us and separate us from who we are throughout history. It actually has cut us off from who we are, thousands of years of history, by using these terms. And that's why the slave masters gave us these words and they placed them on us. It was to cut us off. So I don't think we should be using it neither. I have a bad habit of using it my damn self, and I don't even think it should be used my damn self. It's a terrible, terrible bad habit that I should have been worked and got out of my vocabulary a long time ago. But see, I didn't really comprehend I didn't comprehend how negative the word was, because, you know, it's been in my vocabulary literally since I was 3 years old. I can remember my mom and dad telling me not to even say it. But this is what I grew up hearing. I grew up hearing aunts and uncles or cousins and people older than me saying it. And it literally, it became my part of my vocabulary. Should have got rid of it a long time ago. Very long time ago. With that being said, though, I don't think when we got these so-called white boys that we came up with, when they're using this word, they're not using it to be disrespectful. And I think what happens is sometimes we've gotten to the point to where, you know, people throw rocks and we like to jump in front of them and just to get hit, to cause an issue when there is none in the first place. So I actually came at this wrong. I came at it from an emotional standpoint, not realizing the people that I grew up with, that I got mad love for to this day, that I probably was ostracizing, and I didn't mean to do that, you know. So I definitely apologize about that. So let me go into the definition of culture here, you know, because I'm a reader. I like to read. I'm not about to be throwing out stuff. I want to go into the definition of culture here real quick. So we're going to go to the fourth definition here. Let me see here. Actually, we'll start from number one and work our way down. It says the cultivation of soil. First of all, culture comes from French, comes from the Latin cultura, colore. It says see cult, the cultivation of soil, the raising of development of some plant or animal. Let me see, a growth of bacteria in a specially prepared, flourishing, nourishing substance. It says improvement or development by study or training, the training and refining of the mind, manners, taste, etc. And that's the one that I wanted to stop at, because that's what we have with these so-called white boys, right? Is the refining of the mind and the manners and the taste. So by hanging with us, by them throwing their own culture out, hanging with us, Their minds and their manners have been refined to how we live, to how we talk, how we dress, music we listen to, the slang that we use. Just no getting around that, right? There's no getting around that. For instance, you could be Jamaican and you're raised in China. It's not very many Jamaicans there. You're raised up with Chinese people. You're going to learn how to speak Chinese. You're going to learn how to speak Chinese with a Chinese accent. You're going to pick up on these slangs. You're going to be using these words, right? You're going to be eating Chinese food, maybe a little bit of Jamaican food here and there, right? That's culture. That happens naturally. And see, culture is not a genetic thing. And that's what people think. People think culture is a genetic thing. It's not. Reminds me of this documentary that I watched years ago, to where there was these European Jewish people, and they found out about some Africans called the Limba tribe in South Africa. And they wanted to know, how are these people in South Africa, how are they Jews? Because for them, Jewishness is supposed to be genetic, right? So at the end of the documentary, one of the geneticists told this European Jewish guy, he told him at the end of the day, he was like, you can never find culture in the DNA of a people. He's like, so if you're expecting to find the culture in the DNA of a people, you're never going to do that at all. You're not going to find the culture in the DNA of a people, because culture is something that's not concrete. Culture can change. It's nothing that's concrete whatsoever at all. Now, also, let me go over here real quick. Yeah, we got the definition of culture. All right. Because what happens is, my people, like I said, we like to turn shit into pancakes and we accept it. So during my years of studying, one of the words that I studied on was black, because I can tell you that nobody on this fraudulent pro-black shit was more pro-black than me. I could tell you that. None of these motherfuckers more pro-black than me. I just swore we was Egyptians and all of this shit. None of them more pro-black than me. I can tell you, I got this library over here would show you, right? So when I got into studying words, I started looking at this word black. And my study showed me that the word black goes all the way back to the word Negro, of which comes from Niger, which we get the word nigger from. And during my studies, they showed me that due to the fact that people around us started to feel sorry for us, instead of calling us Negroes, which is still nigger, they translated the word from the Latin Negro or the Spanish Negro, and they translated it into the Anglo-Saxon black. So in fact, what happens is we've been duped and tricked into calling ourselves niggers still, just in a different language, which is another example of turning shit into pancakes, putting maple syrup on it, eating it, right? The word black and nigger is the same word. The word black and nigger is the same word, y'all. It's the same word. And again, I tell you, it was placed on us to cut us off from our history. That is one of the biggest hate crimes that there is, because we've been beat over the head with it so much that we think it is a bloodline identity, when the word is no more than 600 years old, and it was placed on us by other people. And then we take the word and we go back 5,000 years and we be like the ancient black Egyptians and the ancient black Sumerians and the ancient black Chinese. And it's all ancient black bullshit, because them people didn't even identify with that word. Didn't even exist. It's a 500, 600, 700-year-old word at the most, and it was placed on us by foreigners. So this is why I say, once you get into this information and you read this and you present this information to people that act like they want to be offended by certain terms, it's like you've been calling yourself a nigger all your life. All your life, you've been calling yourself a nigger. You've been using a term that's of self-hatred on yourself. Period. That's what it is. It's what it boils down to. I don't even have to go into the dictionary really, because I've went into this so many times. And Once I found that out, I threw that word fresh out of the door. There's no way I could identify with that, which also means I need to throw the word nigga out of my vocabulary too. I really do. I really need to get rid of it because it's a very ugly word. It's a very ugly word. So at the end of the day, we've been tricked into calling ourselves niggers. The whole time. Black History Month, black man, black love, black this, black that. Not even realizing that the word nigger also goes back to the word necro, which means dead. It's a very totally disrespectful word. Like, we've been calling ourselves dead niggers, dead monkeys the whole time, because the troglodyte niger is also a monkey, which is why they also would call us monkeys. Whoever put these words on us, they were very intelligent people. I have to give it to them. Very intelligent, because the troglodyte nigger is a pale-skinned, cave-dwelling monkey. It's what it is. And we've taken these terms and we tried to make them ours. And like I said, it's turning shit into sugar. It's really what it is. So let's get into this guy, Randy Teter, right? I live in the neighborhood where this dude lives at. I've seen him several times in the store, carrying himself the way that he carries himself. And, as an observation, it looks like that's who he is. He's come up with us, heavily influenced by our culture. Probably came up with us for years. So what happens is, when you see a person like him, who's already set in his ways, who's a grown man, right? And you call yourself being in an environment where he's at in a public area, and you say, well, I don't like the fact that he's saying this nigga shit. You probably don't. And that's fine. You have every right not to like it. But we can't expect to challenge the manhood of other men who are already set in their ways. We can't threaten grown men to change their behavior like we would do children, holding a belt up in the air. If you don't stop saying this, you don't stop doing this, I'm going to whoop your ass. Because then you're creating a whole nother issue. You're trying to tell a grown man about who he is and how he should carry himself. Right? That's basically what it boils down to. And me as a grown man, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not about to tell me what I can say in the public, whether you like it or not. Either you leave the environment while I'm there, get what you need to get the fuck out and keep it moving. But as a man, I am not about to let another grown man tell me how I'm supposed to carry myself. And actually like he's going to discipline me to make me change how I'm carrying myself. Again, I've seen this dude in the store several times. Maybe not necessarily, because I find myself in them lower self thinking sometimes, not caring for what I would say was a character. But you know what I did? I bought my shit and I got the fuck up out of there. That's what I would do. I buy my shit at Circle K, I get up out of there. I'm not about to tell no grown man how to talk. Even if I like it or not, buy my shit and get up out of there. Simple as that. So with this situation, I've seen a lot of people trying to justify the fact that this man was assaulted, saying it was a hate crime. So I'm like, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me go look up this hate crime stuff. Let me see what the revised code says. Let me go ahead and look at the Ohio revised code. Let me see what it says about a hate crime. Because again, I'm trying to be objective. I'm saying, well, maybe they're right. Maybe he did commit a hate crime. Let me go look it up and see. So that's what I did. I went to I went to Google. And I typed in the word Ohio hate crimes. And it brought me up to the Ohio Revised Code. And I came across this article from the Ohio Bar Association. Now check out, this is what lawyers say. This is what lawyers are saying. It says, Ohio broadly defines hate crimes as criminal acts motivated by prejudice or intolerance and directed toward a member of a gender, racial, religious, or social group. Ohio law does not, however, consider hate crimes as standalone offenses. Rather, they are considered as factors in determining penalties or sentences for other crimes. It says here, a judge or jury must find beyond a reasonable doubt that the criminal act was motivated by race, color, religion, national origin of another person or group of persons. So that right there, looking at a so-called white boy, European, I don't care. I'm gonna use the term European from here on out because I want to properly address people. That's a term that these people put on themselves in 1854 to give themselves a certain status at law. 1791, I believe it was, 1774, 1791, I get it mixed up. They placed the black on us to put us in an inferior status, which also cut us off from our national and tribal descent names, which cuts us off from thousands of years of history. Whether you're from Africa or whether you're an Aboriginal American, these terms have cut us off. So if you come across a European who's grew up around us, gained our respect, gained our love, fought for us, fought with us, sacrifice being shunned by their own because they've adopted our culture so much. When they're using the word nigga, it's not a hate crime. It's not a crime being committed whatsoever at all. It's not a crime. Specifically says here. It says here, what does it say again? A judge or a jury must find beyond a reasonable doubt that the criminal act was motivated by race, color, religion, or national origin of another person or groups. Again, we've taken shit, turned it to sugar, and we've made a negative term, a term of endearment is what we've done. So when these people adopt our culture and we accept them into our culture, they want to use this term of endearment. And see, what we do is we find ourselves having this status within the culture where we can do this, but you can't. And it is kind of ass backwards, because if you're letting me listen to your music, I can dress like you. I might be Polish. My ancestors didn't have shit to do with your slavery. I might be Polish. My ancestors didn't have shit to do with your slavery, right? We're allowing them to do all this. Well, you can do all of this, but you can't say this. You can listen to our music, but you can't say this. When this word comes, it's really hypocritical. We shouldn't even be using it our damn selves. And I actually made an excuse on why it was okay for us to be using it on one of my previous posts. Strike that. I don't believe that shit. If they shouldn't be using it, we shouldn't be using it. And we, of all people, we should have the most disdain for it, because what it has done, it has been a part of one of the biggest hate crimes on the earth, which it has been used to cut us off from thousands upon thousands of years of history. That's what it's done. But it's not a hate crime when they're doing that. So then it says here, the only hate crime they have in Ohio Revised Code is ethnic intimidation. I want y'all to keep that in mind. Ethnic intimidation. It says no person shall violate section 2903.21, 2903.22, 2909.06, or 2909.07, or division A3, 4, or 5 of section 2917.21 of the Revised Code by reason of the race, color, religion, or national origin of another person or group of persons. Whoever violates this section is guilty of ethnic intimidation. Ethnic intimidation is an offense of the next higher degree than the offense of the commission, which is a necessary element of ethnic intimidation. I'm gonna read that again. Whoever violates this section is guilty of ethnic intimidation. Ethnic intimidation is an offense of the next higher degree than the offense of the commission of which is a necessary element of ethnic intimidation. That was put into law March 19th, 1987. So again, we see here, it says it mentions Ohio Revised Code 2903.21. So I'm gonna go over here to Ohio Revised Code 2903.21. Aggravated menacing. It says, no person shall knowingly cause another to believe that the offender will cause serious physical harm to the person or, did y'all read that? It says, no person shall knowingly cause another to believe that the offender will cause serious physical. So let's just say I don't like what you're saying. And I say, if you don't stop saying that, and I grab a can of twisted tea, letting you know I'm about to cause you physical harm if you don't stop saying that. You ain't put your hands on me. You ain't threatened me. But now I'm telling you I'm about to bust you upside your head because you're saying something I don't like. It really sounds like something fucking children do. But let's keep going on. No person shall knowingly cause another to believe the offender will cause serious physical harm, such as smacking you with a twisted tea can, to the person or property of the other person, the person's unborn, or a member of the other person's immediate family. So let me ask you, did Randy Teter do that? Or did he just say nigga? Did Randy Teter knowingly cause another to believe that he would cause serious physical harm to the person or property of the other person, the person's unborn, or a member of the other person's immediate family? In addition, it says, in addition to any other basis for the person's belief that the offender will cause serious, did you see? It says, in addition to any other basis for the other person's belief that the offender will cause serious physical harm to the So what did Randy say? I'm going to say nigga all day, every day. This is who I am. This is his belief. It says, in addition to any other basis for the person's belief that the offender will cause physical harm to the person or property of the other person, the person's unborn, or a member of the other person's immediate family, the other person's belief may be based on words. Fucking idiots. Don't read for shit. The other person's belief may be based on words or conduct of the offender that are directed at or identify a corporation, association, or other organization that employs the other person to which the person belongs. So again, I asked y'all, did Randy Teter do that? Did Randy Teter knowingly let a person know that he was going to cause physical harm to that person? Or did he just say nigga? Because I ain't never been punched in the face by a word. A word ain't never slapped me in the face like a twisted can of tea. Let me read that again. Aggravated menacing. Ohio Revised Code 2903.21. No person shall knowingly cause another to believe that the offender will cause serious physical harm to the person or property of the other person. If I grab a can of twisted tea and I let you know I'm gonna bust you in your shit because you're saying something that I feel like you shouldn't be saying, what is that? What am I doing? I'm causing you to believe that I'm going to cause physical harm to you or your property. In addition to any other basis for the other person's belief, because I believe I can say this, and I believe it so much that I can say this, that I'm going to give you my address, and I'm walking home so you know that you have more than enough space and time to address me about my belief. I know I saw that in that video. I know I saw that man give out his address and offer a fair square. That's what I saw. He offered a fair square and gave his address and said, you know what? I'm going to even walk home for you. Which means he offered him ample space and time to give him an honorable square up if he felt like what he was saying was disrespectful. So I say that's sucker shit. In addition to any other basis for the other person's belief that the offender will cause serious physical harm to the person or property of the other person, the person's unborn, or a member of the other person's immediate family, the other person's belief may be based on words, nigga, I'm gonna say nigga all day, every day, or the conduct of the offender that are directed at or identify a corporation, association, or other organization that employs the other person to which the other person's belongs. See, then we're going to get into ethnic intimidation. Because I'm going to bust you in your fucking face with this can because you're of the white ethnicity and you can't exercise your freedom of speech and say this word. So I'm gonna bust you in your fucking mouth. Let's go on to section B. Whoever violates this section is guilty of aggravated menacing, except as otherwise provided in this division. Aggravated menacing is a misdemeanor of the first degree. If the victim of the offense is an officer of an or employee of a public children's services agency or a private child placing agency, and the offense relates to the officer's or employee's performance or anticipated performance of official responsibilities or duties, aggravated menacing is a felony of the fifth degree. So this right here doesn't even apply to that, but 2903.21, section A, definitely applies. Okay, so the revised code also said no person shall violate section 2903.22. So I said, let me go to 2093.22. Let me go look that up. It says menacing. Section A. No person shall knowingly cause another to believe that the offender will cause physical harm. Goddamn. Whew. Shit. Let's look at this again. Ohio Revised Code 2903.22 menacing. No person shall knowingly cause another to believe that the offender will cause physical harm. Ooh, shit. So again, I grab a can of Twisted Tea. Tell you I don't like what you're saying. I'm gonna bust you in your fucking shit because you're exercising the First Amendment. No person shall knowingly cause another to believe that the offender will cause physical harm to the person or property of the person, the other person's unborn, or a member of the other person's immediate family, in addition to any other basis for the other person's belief that the offender will cause physical harm to the person or the property of the other person's unborn, or a member of the other person's immediate family. The other person's belief may be based on words or conduct of the offender that are directed at or identify a corporation, association, or other organization that employs the other person or to which the other person belongs. Whoever violates this section is guilty of menacing. Except as otherwise provided in this division, menacing is a misdemeanor of the fourth degree. If the victim of the offense is an officer, see, section B of that doesn't fit Randy Teter situation. So again, I ask y'all, did Randy Teter knowingly cause another to believe that he was going to cause physical harm? Or did somebody cause Randy Teter to believe that somebody was going to cause him physical harm? Oh, you gonna smack me with that can? Smack me. Let me put down my two tall boys, right? Smack me. Smack me. Flipped the can in his hand and everything. Then he dropped it. Then I sat here and watched my people say that that kick was the reason for the assault. No, I saw somebody kick a weapon that they were threatened with that was later used on them. That's what I saw. I don't know what y'all saw. That's what I saw. I don't know what y'all saw. I saw somebody kicking at a weapon that they were threatened to be hit upside the head with for exercising a freedom of speech that is guaranteed to them in the state constitution and the Constitution for the United States of America. Let's keep going. It says whoever violates this section is guilty of menacing. Bam. Let's see. Ohio Revised Code 2927.12 under ethnic intimidation said, also look at Ohio Revised Code 2909.06. I said, you know what? Let me go look at Ohio Revised Code 2909.0 motherfucking 6. See what they saying. Ohio Revised Code 2909.06. Criminal damaging or endangering. Section A. No person shall cause or create a substantial risk of physical harm to any property of another without the other person's consent, knowingly by any means, recklessly by means of fire, explosion, flood, poison gas, poison, radioactive material, caustic or corrosive material, or other inherently dangerous agency or substance. Whoever violates this section is guilty of criminal damaging and endangering, a misdemeanor of the second degree. If a violation of this section creates a risk of physical harm to any person, criminal damaging or endangering is a misdemeanor of the first degree. If the property involved in the violation, okay, we don't fit that. So again, I ask y'all, did Randy Teter cause or create a substantial risk of physical property or physical harm to the man that smacked him in the face with the can? Did he do that with his words? I don't think y'all can answer that. Y'all like to be like these oppressors and use bullshit angles to try to say somebody did something wrong. Y'all full of shit. Okay, so then 2927.12 ethnic intimidation says, also look at Ohio Revised Code 2917.21. So I said, you know what? Let me go over here and look at Ohio Revised Code 2917.2 motherfucking 1. Telecommunications harassment. Now, what could be telecommunication harassment? Maybe making a bunch of memes, maybe messaging people, causing them to shut their Instagram down, tagging them in jokes and shit, causing them to shut down their Facebook and their Twitter. Could that possibly be telecommunications harassment? Ohio Revised Code 2917.21, telecommunications harassment. Section A. No person shall knowingly make or cause to be made a telecommunication or knowingly permit a telecommunication to be made from a telecommunications device under the person's control to another if the caller does any of the following: makes the telecommunication with purpose to harass, intimidate or abuse any person at the premises to which the telecommunication is made, whether or not actual communication takes place between the caller and a recipient. See, they ain't hit the internet stuff yet. It says also describe, suggest, request, or propose that the caller, the recipient of the telecommunication, or any other person engaged in sexual activity and the recipient or another person at the premises to which the telecommunication is made has requested in a previous telecommunication or in the immediate telecommunication that the caller not make a telecommunication to the recipient or to the premises to which the telecommunication is made. It doesn't fit that situation. During the telecommunication, violate section 2903.21, which is, I just had that, aggravated menacing. That's what that is. All right. It says knowingly states that the recipient of the telecommunication that the caller intends to cause damage or to destroy public or private property. I hope y'all know that a name is private property. I hope y'all know that. And the recipient, any member of the recipient's family or any other person who resides at the premises to which the telecommunication is made, owns, leases, resides, or works in, will at the time of the destruction or damaging be near or in, has the responsibility of protecting or insures the property that will be destroyed or damaged. Not necessarily fitting it. Knowingly makes the telecommunication to the recipient. That's not going to fit it. Knowingly makes any comment, request, suggestion, or proposal to the recipient. So this right here don't fit the criteria. Telecommunications harassment. Unless I ain't get down to this internet part yet, because this one is a big one. Let me see here. No person shall not only post a text or audio statement of an image on the internet web for purposes. Okay, here we go. It says here, under section B, no person shall knowingly post a text or audio statement or an image or an internet website or web page for the purpose of abusing, threatening, or harassing another person. Y'all been going in on the memes. Going in on that memes, using that man's image to go in on him, using his name, and the fact that he is now being seen across the world as a racist when anybody who was grown up right here in Elyria, Ohio with dudes just like him knows that that's bullshit. They know that man ain't no goddamn racist. That's full of shit. That's what that is. That's full of shit. Whoever violates this section is guilty of telecommunications harassment. If I was Randy Teter, I sue all you bitches. I sue all y'all asses. This is exactly what I would do. I would catch y'all. I would sue all y'all asses with all them fucking memes because you've been harassing the man. Now it says here, that right there, telecommunications harassment is a fucking felony. All of y'all have been committing felonies. You're fucking criminals. All of y'all have been committing felonies. Goddamn criminals. And y'all got the nerve to talk about a fucking hate crime, and you live right here in this damn state, and you don't even know what the definition and what they determine a hate crime is, because you're in your feelings and you don't pick up books, because if you did, you would stop calling yourself niggers and Anglo-Saxon. And then we like to use this thing. We like to use this bullshit talking about our culture, our culture. Whose culture are you actually practicing? I just seen some of y'all swear you the most woke black stones on the face of the earth, but you gave your babies a Christmas, didn't you? You still got a European's slave name, don't you? You're about to celebrate his Roman calendar New Year, aren't you? See, you all up in these people's culture, and you want to tell them about your little fucking subculture within theirs, when you are a subjugated ass people with slave names running around talking about your culture. I had to really step back and say, this is some fucking bullshit. I really had to step back and check myself, which means if I feel that I was wrong about that shit, y'all are definitely fucking wrong. Period. So all of these codes that I just read, all these codes that I just read under the Ohio Revised Code, they all fall under Ohio Revised Code 2927.12 with this ethnic intimidation. So in fact, if you have been doing any of this shit on here, you've been participating in a hate crime. If this man has been attacked for what he was saying based off of his ethnicity, so-called white, European, hate crime all fucking day. And this is what bothers me about my people. Y'all are the most full of shit ass motherfuckers on the face of the earth with your fucking fake wokeness. You in this man's culture. You running around with his family members' last names. You taking part in his family members' cultures with your Christmases and your New Year's and your Easters and your Thanksgivings and your Halloweens and everything that you put your babies in. You want to talk about you're a guest? No, motherfucker, you're a guest. Because you threw all your shit out the window so you can be like these people. And I'm watching y'all act just like these goddamn colonizers with this situation right here. Because real men don't let a motherfucker's words cause them to put their goddamn freedom in jeopardy. Real men mind they fucking business when they in the store. Don't give a fuck about what another motherfucker is saying. They buy their shit, they get up out of there. Y'all have all been taking part in a fucking crime. You're all criminals, and you've been sitting up here making a goddamn excuse on why this man has been criminalized, and y'all the fucking criminals. And you celebrate this shit, and you wonder why they call us fucking savages, because it's an unlawful bunch of motherfuckers. Oh yeah, y'all like that shit. I knew niggas was gonna get mad. I don't give a fuck. Fuck your feelings. Because you are a sellout your damn self. Because you take part in European culture all day, every day. And you got the nerve to talk about your culture. You got a small piece of something that you can call yours. Whose language are you speaking? Your culture. Because I sure ain't saying this shit in the African goddamn word. This ain't no African language I'm speaking. Y'all are full of shit. Full of shit, sitting there actually making excuses about hitting that man in the face. No difference than they make excuses about, well, if he would have just listened to the police officer, maybe he wouldn't have got shot 17 times in the head. If he just stopped saying nigga, he wouldn't have got hit with the can. All he had to do was obey what he was telling them. You threaten children with belts and ass whoopings to change their behavior. You can't threaten an adult. You telling that adult, I am challenging your manhood. I am challenging your adulthood. What do you expect any self-respecting man to do? Y'all know damn well these Europeans that done came up with us in our culture talking about nigga this, nigga that ain't no damn racist. Y'all know that. That's why the dude asked him, where the fuck are you from? Because he's asking him, there's a billion of me around here. What do you mean? What the fuck are you from? You a clown. He was right. And then would y'all really have something to brag about if the right one was in there? Because I can name a few off of there that would have whooped his ass in there on that camera. And y'all would be a bunch of ashamed assholes if he got the right one. Because I know one that would have whooped his ass up in that damn store, who would have ate that can like a lollipop and whooped his ass up in that store. And then y'all would be looking like some fucking idiots right now. Dude was in there drunk. Y'all giving somebody some damn pats on the back for smacking a drunk man who lawfully ain't even competent enough to sign a contract. So what does that mean? When you're drunk, you're inebriated, if you sign a contract, that's no good because you're not considered competent at the time. When you are holding communications with people face to face, what y'all don't understand is that is contracting. Whether y'all get that or not, that's contracting. It don't got to be written because actions speak louder than words. You have express contracts, then you have implied. If you continue to communicate with me, then you have implied that you don't mind communicating with me. By your actions. I really had to get out of my feelings and step back because I really had to smack myself in the face like I am acting like one of these pretenders on this damn app who be pretending like they woke, but who disappears. They always talking about they stones and they sages and the ancestors and all these convoluted ass definitions for black, but the fucking idiots won't even go in a goddamn English dictionary and look up the word and see that black is really nigger. And that's why I say y'all full of shit. That's why I say y'all full of shit. You have taken on these people's names and their culture and you got the nerve to fucking act like you're offended. I could have seen if you shared all they shit, but you do. You call yourself black. You call yourself nigger all the time. Go look it up in the dictionary. Stop playing this bullshit with y'all fake wokeness. Y'all make me so sick. That's why I just told my man Israel yesterday. I said, dude, we been in this too long not to know these damn new booties with baby spit still in their mouth. Some of y'all just got on this shit 2 years ago. Ain't nobody fucking fooled. Some of y'all didn't get hit to this shit till you got on Facebook from somebody else who just got in this shit a year and a half ago. Y'all are full of shit. Because if you was really that woke, like I said, you would stop celebrating these people's culture and stop passing on their names to your babies. But you don't. You full of shit. And everything you do is based off of the fucking motion. Everything you do, they know that. That's why my mom used to tell me all the time, don't let one of these white boys cause you to go to jail because they talking a certain way. Because they know. All y'all grew up with your mom them telling you that. That's what they want you to do. They want you to punch them in the face. My mom grew up telling me that all the time. Your mama didn't tell y'all that? Shame on her. Shame on your mama. Shame on your fucking mama. She didn't tell you that. Because she said that's what they do. She said, my mom's phrase is, these white people will manipulate you to punch them in the mouth so you can go to jail. That's what my mom used to tell me all the time. All they want you to do, because they know that's what we do. They know niggas fight. My mom said, they know niggas fight. So they going to have you say something to cause you to go upside their head and you're going to go to jail. And lo and behold, my mom wasn't lying. Up here at West Pool one day, I'm like 9, 10 years old, dude talking crazy, little so-called white boy, because that's the terminology that I used at the time. I didn't give him no time. I socked him dead in his fucking mouth. I was a child then. Park ranger, police come look for me, everything. Luckily, it was minor. Got swept under the rug. But that was one of the examples that I experienced that my mother was telling me about. Because I let this dude say something to get me up out of my square and I punched his ass in his mouth. And he wasn't expecting it. So that was some sucker shit on my side. Because he wasn't expecting it. So again, I'm going to tell y'all, go look up Ohio Revised Code 2927.12, Ethnic Intimidation. It's going to give you all of the codes in there that you can look up, and you tell me if this man, Randy Teter, actually committed ethnic intimidation or if it was the other way around. I already know. I just went through this shit. I already know. It's the other way around. Because since I'm a so-called white boy, you're going to grab a can of twisted fucking tea and threaten physical harm to me because of what my so-called race is, and you don't want me. That's ethnic intimidation. That's what that is. That's what that is. So y'all can get mad all you want. Go hit that delete button because I'm really tired of seeing y'all fake woke asses anyway. I know y'all full of shit. I'm tired of seeing y'all fake woke asses on here anyway. I don't care. I'm tired of seeing y'all fake woke asses on here anyway. So go hit that delete button. But me, I'm going to be objective. Period. I'm going to be objective. I don't want no fake woke people on my friends list anyway that's talking about they playing with stones and throwing chicken bones and lighting incense and sages and all this shit. And then these be the first ones to jump into some European Roman culture shit all goddamn day. But want to talk about their culture. You abandoned your culture. Shut the fuck up. You are a culture abandoner. You abandon your culture so you can be like these people. That's who you want to be like. Which is why you're in the position that you're in now, which is why you've been in the position that you've been in since 92 and counting. Because you want to be like these people so fucking much. You want to chase after their gods. You want to chase after their brand names. You want to work for them. You want to go to school and get their degrees so you can go work for them. So you can be just like them. I'm seriously sitting here watching my people act like these colonizers do when we get shot by the police, ain't did nothing wrong, and y'all making excuses about the police shooting us. All he had to do was just listen to the lawful order. Maybe he would still be here today. Does that not sound like some shit these people say that y'all get mad about? But y'all doing it. All he had to do was not say nigga and he wouldn't have got hit. Like, there's people literally justifying this man being assaulted, and then y'all trying to call it a hate crime. That's no different. And y'all trying to call it a hate crime. That's like when the police shoot a nigga. Y'all, and they say, well, if he should have listened. And then the cops say, my life was in danger. That's why I did it. Y'all are literally finding an excuse to justify this man's assault. He offered him a fair, square fight. He gave him his address and told him I'm even walking, which means you ain't even got to come to my house, bruh. I ain't trying to disrespect you, bruh. Ain't that what he said? I ain't trying to disrespect you, bruh. Where the fuck you from? This is Elyria, Ohio. Where's a billion fucking Randy Teters at? And unfortunately, he didn't find a Randy Teter that I know that would have whooped that ass. I know quite a few that would have ate that goddamn can like he was at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and mopped that boy up in there in Circle K. Y'all whole ass lames. Some suckers. Acting just like these goddamn colonizers. That was a hate crime. And if saying nigga should be a hate crime, no, you should be mad that you are identifying with a word that has cut your dumb ass off from thousands of years of fucking history, and you keep telling your babies, oh no, you black, and everything come from black, because the divine black Sumerian man from 15,000 years ago, he was black. And Kush means black, and Egypt means black, and Moor means black, and Asia means black, and water means black, and orange is that's really black. Y'all niggas is full of shit. See, cause can't nobody beat me up. I wish one of y'all would act like you was gonna say something about me saying something. Niggas. Cause that's nigga shit all goddamn day. Now I'm saying it. Nigga shit all goddamn day. Oh, y'all mad. Oh, what, cause I ain't on code? I ain't on code for y'all today? Huh? Y'all think I'm going too hard for the white boy? Huh? Y'all think I'm going too hard for the white boy? No, I would be saying the same thing if it was the other fucking way around. I started going up to Circle K. Days after this shit happened, I'm seeing Europeans up there ready for the fucking smoke. He caught the wrong one that day. He caught a drunk one that day. I'm seeing tough guys up there ready for the smoke. Some of y'all think y'all about to get interviews and be on TV and make it across the pond to the UK with this type of shit, and one of these motherfuckers is gonna kill your ass. And then I ask, he hits him with the twisted tea can. He falls back, hits his head on the corner of the table. Brain bleeds. He dies. What justification do you have for those type of words causing a man to lose his fucking life in 2020? Are you that much of a bunch of fucking savages? Are you that much of a bunch of fucking savages that you would justify that this man died, that, well, he was saying the word nigga, while you go back into your sucker ass Honda Accord and listen to genocide music that talks about killing and tearing down your own communities and being fucking drug addicts? Shut up. That's why I say my people are the fucking hypocrites of the earth. Jump right back into the car and listen to some I just empty whole K on that nigga in the club. About to go into the car, start popping pills and drugs. Nigga, what? Boom, 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 boom. Killed another nigga, he's dead. Shot him in the head. Watch him. Boom, 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 boom. I just popped a bean. I just took a young teen, turned her into a fiend. Look at them ass in that jeans, but she's only 16. Boom, 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 boom. Shut the fuck up. Y'all are full of fucking shit. Full of shit. And I want all the Caucasians out there to start pointing this shit out. And the thing is, if you are one of us, a so-called black man and woman, you need to start calling this shit out too and stop trying to use your fucking last 304 years of history as an excuse to continue to play like a goddamn victim. Y'all need to start calling this shit the fuck out. Cause that's some sucker shit. Y'all are all criminals. Everybody who made a goddamn meme and has made it all the way to the fucking UK, all y'all meme makers, y'all are fucking criminals. It's right here in the fucking code for the state where you say you live, where you say you're a resident at, under Mike DeWine. You are fucking criminals. All goddamn day. Period. And you know what? I ain't gonna be a hypocrite because I took part in it when I shared the video, but I didn't share the video to try to belittle the man. I shared the video to try to make a convoluted point that actually doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever at all. Nigga is their word. It's their word. Don't even apply to you. Nigga translates to black. Black is Anglo-Saxon for pale. But wait a minute. You same woke jokers talking about black comes from everything. You know, everything comes from black. Black means pale. But y'all won't open the book and listen to that. Y'all won't go through none of these posts that I've been putting up for the last 6-7 years that you've listened to. You listened to the post where I went through the whole etymology of black and your dumb ass still left black. You are a fucking idiot. And got the nerve to talk about nigga makes you feel bad. You don't like the word nigga. Well, what the fuck do you think black is, smarty pants? What do you think that is? Huh? Negro, necro, niger, nigger. It's the same damn thing. So if you're truly offended by this word, then why do you use it to identify yourself? Because this is why I always ask people, well, do you prefer a hot plate of shit or a hot plate of doo-doo for breakfast? Which do you prefer? I'll even put a garnish on it for you. You know what the partially sane person says? It's the same thing. Doo-doo and shit is the same thing. Exactly. Nigger and black is the same thing. Ain't no, well, it depends on how you use it. No. These motherfuckers put these words on us to cut us off from thousands of years of history because our ancestors did not identify themselves with that word, period. That's a lie. That's not a nationality. That's not a free national name. That's not attached to deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. You want to know? Federal Directive 15. Federal government already put that out. And they specifically say that these identities that you keep telling these people that you are not based on science nor anthropological fact. They're statuses. And you just happen to be placed in the lowest house. Social political construct. They are called social political constructs. And I'm thinking like, and I have to ask again, damn, these niggas is throwing chicken bones in divining plates. They're talking about their stones and their sage. Has your sage not cleared out the fucking spirit of ignorance in your house? Has it not? Has your incense not cleared out the spirit of that negative spirit of ignorance in your home? Because if it ain't, y'all need to put this shit down. Put your sages down. Put your incense down. Throw your chicken bones that you throwing in the divining plate. Throw all your little whack ass rocks that you think that are doing something for you. Because if it hasn't removed the Negro spirit out of your house and you're still doing things that were forced upon your ancestors, you're still running around with slave masters' names. You're still running around identifying with names that colonizers put on you and you swear it's your identity. You need to put that shit away because you're fronting all day. Full of shit. All day. Period. Now, refute this. Anybody that refutes this, what has just been said, all this stuff that I just went through with this Ohio Revised Code, then you know that these are people that are full of shit. And this is where ethnic intimidation comes from. So all of y'all have been participating willfully in ethnic intimidation, which that's the only hate crime that Ohio has. And in order to get the ingredients for it, you got revised code 2903.21, 2903.22, 209.06, 2909.07, 2917.21. It's all there. So you tell me whether Randy Teter committed a hate crime by using a word that y'all pretend like is a term of fucking endearment and may like somebody else that has been adopted into your culture that you've given mad love to, that they can't use it. Oh yeah, we about to go into this secret cave, but you can't come in because you white. You got to stand outside while we going here. No, don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong, T-Dog. You know you are homie. We rock with you. But in here, this is just for black people. You can't come in here. I wish they would get smart on your ass, but be like, wait a minute. I'm black. I'm pale. That word means pale. And it's Anglo-Saxon. That's not even your word. It's my word. It's Anglo-Saxon. I'm Anglo. So I can come in. And if I can't come in, that means that your bitch ass can't. Please, 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 all the real black people, please stand up. Because we need y'all. We need y'all to help wake these sleepy people. All the real black people, please stand up. All the real pale people, please stand up. Period. That's what we need to be done. Because these people think that they're y'all, which shows a mental illness. They think that they're y'all. They're not. They think that that Anglo-Saxon word is theirs and it's identifying them. That's what they think. That's what they think. And since we're here, let's look at it. What does the dictionary say about black? Black, adjective, Anglo-Saxon, opposite to white, see color. It says dark complexioned. Don't y'all know that pale is dark? See, y'all think that what y'all call black is dark. No, pale is dark. Don't you know the more paler somebody's hair is, the more blonder somebody's hair is, the darker their hair is? Hard concept to get, ain't it? No, it's not. The more darker somebody's hair is the paler, which means the blonder it is. Okay? Now let's go. It says Negro, right? 4, totally without light. Incomplete darkness, dark, soiled, dirty, evil, wicked, disgraceful, sad, dismal, sullen. I don't even know why anybody in their right mind would want to identify with a word that means all that negative stuff. I really don't get it. Evil, soiled, dirty, angered, disgraceful. That's what that means. But y'all don't want to go on no dictionaries because you're in denial and you want to keep playing this bullshit. Black power, black love. It just translates to nigger and it means evil. Evil power, dismal. Let's keep going on. Disgraceful power, disgraceful love, wicked love. And y'all swear this is y'all. And this is why people who learn these languages, English in other countries, this is why they don't want to deal with us because they're saying these are the people that are willfully calling themselves dark and evil and wicked and disgraceful and sad and dismal and sullen and angered without hope? That is crazy. We don't want to deal with no people like that. They already telling us that they evil and wicked. And what y'all do? Y'all gonna make it as that the white man book, because the white man went in there and changed the definition, because black is divine. The divine black gods, when they did was they came down with the black Anunnaki, and then the Anunnaki gave us this sage, and they gave us this stones right here, and that's how I became Jones, Johnson, Williams, and Smith, celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of motherfucking July, all of this shit. Ha! I'm up out of here, man. Full of fucking shit.